hope you have enough power to manage your day, because trading is a special challenge and could be really challenging, because it's not about the strategy, because the strategy always works, but the human people in front of the screens, they have problems to work all the time. So thanks for being here. And yeah, we stream this show on YouTube at the same time. You will find a button in the right corner. You can click on to subscribe the channel. You can give us a like if you want. You can leave a comment below this video. I would be really happy if you get in touch with me. So I would see Relaxation, good morning. Afshin, good morning. Ute, nice to see you here. And yeah, let's see what we can do today. And I want to share my screen. So on Zoom, people, good morning also. Andrea, good morning. Here you go. Hartmut, good morning. Janos, McDonald, Tina, Marcelo, Diodon, good morning. And Mladen also. So we have special day at Admirals at the moment, and we have trade days. Volatility is back. So get up to 3,000 euro cash back. Trading with Admirals available for trade 4, Amenti 5 and 4. Click enter now here and then open a real account. And then you have the possibility to get money back. Damien, wonderful. Good morning. Hi, nice to have you here. So let's come to the global market updates. Anka, good morning. Sigurds, also good morning. So the top news this morning, Danone says no decision made on Russia activities, but all options are on. Then Eurozone growth remains strong in March, challenging second quarter seen ahead. So that's the top news for today. And we see the European Union will strengthen the sanctions about the Russian Federation. Yeah, let's see if this will help, or if we will have an embargo about the gas and oil from from Russia. We will see. I guess we will have bigger problems in the next future, and you should be prepared. Let me lead your attention to the bottom of the slide that you're responsible for your own trading, because CFDs are complex instruments, and you can lose all your money if you don't know what you have to do. Igoris, good morning. Nice to have you here too. So what's the upcoming events today, Wednesday? Just one, oil status this afternoon, 4:30. Most important part is the upcoming event for today. It's Wednesday, because we have a lovely webinar today, Trading Through Uncertain Times and Volatile Periods. Mr. Paul Wallace is talking about this interesting part. Okay, in case you want to be well and perfectly punctually informed, then it's a good idea to subscribe the channel from Admirals here on Telegram. You'll find the link in the chat here right now and on YouTube also. So there, oh, Mike, good morning. GSPFX scalping, good morning. Omar, Daniel, good morning too. In case you are more a fan of Twitter, then you can follow Admirals too here on Twitter. It's Admirals Global, and my name there is DayTrader70. Okay, let's go to the charts. And index 40, we make a kind of day trading here in 10 minutes, index 42. Mostly I personally trade in 4-hourly chart and daily chart. And if I have time and can make sure that I can make it for the next days or weeks, then I trade 10 minutes too. Actually, I don't have that time, but I draw the trend and I explain how you can trade DAX 10 minutes, for example, and you can compare with all the other charts too, because it's a strategy trend following system. So first of all, we have to be prepared where we are, and we are within the red zone. close to the point of control. And you see, to be honest, if you have a big overview, nothing happens during the last 2 days. It's going up and down, up and down. But we circling in a big picture, we're circling around the point of control. Simeon, wonderful good morning. Thanks for being here. So we're circling around the point of control, and this is such a obvious behavior if you're working in the fair price zone. Yeah, and this is really interesting. So let's see about the trends. And as you can see here right now, that uptrend is broken. The green one is broken. And then we had a new downtrend. That's the red one. And the perfect entry in this red one was when we saw this correction here, changing of the color, and a possible entry was here to make money. We saw a trend continuation here on the lower side, where we can see the price is not working more lower. Then it's a good idea to make partial profits, trail the stop into the profit, because it's interesting, or it's a good idea to work closer with your stop loss if you are trading within the red zone, because you know it's circling, yeah. And the options are the opportunity that we see long-running trends inside of the within the red zone is not that high, that we have trends they're starting in the green zone and going back to the fair price. So you see in the last trends, you can see here we come from the green zone and there we went back. But since we are circling around the point of control, you can see it here. No trends are really running for a long time, just 2, 3, 4 trend arms. Yeah, and this is what happens in the red zone. Okay, so what's happened on the right side on the chart right now? The downtrend is still valid, because the downtrend will break here the last 0.3, and now we are developing here a new uptrend. And there was a small correction. It was a correction because the color changed to blue, but it was not a good idea to go long. It was a good idea to go long, but the correction was not that much deep. So a perfect entry could be here at the 0.2, for example. It's the latest point you can start to trend following when the trend is valid and it's going up right now. So if you did this, then you are in profit right now and the trend is running. And the trend continuation is also happening here, which means you're able to trail your stop loss to the last 0.3. That's pure trend following, for example. Okay, we have top instruments and we want to focus on the top instruments. And okay, oil is not kind of the top instruments, but I have it here on my list and nothing happens for the moment. Yeah, nothing happens because, yeah, price came a little bit down. Basically, it's a downtrend. Basically, it's 1 and 2 and 3. Yeah. So third trend arm, and you see the point of control is quite far away on the lower side. So it's always in the third trend arm, it's also allowed to go short or to open a trend when the price is going down. We can open the position here. Let's see if we see another balanced candle that we can see sellers are more on the plane than the buyers. Okay, we start with Euro USD, and you can see in Euro USD the uptrend is broken, and basically, interestingly, the downtrend is still valid, because what we see here in the last days or in the last weeks was just a correction, and you see the same procedure. We are circling, we are working inside the red zone. It's just not really so beautiful trends. So, but there were trends, always are trends. There are always trends there. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, you see? And red was basically the fourth trend arm, yeah? And here on the right side, we have this uptrend, 1 and 2. So, and the possibility was, as we did and as I did, to open a trade in a second trend arm, maybe possibly reach the last 0.3, and it was enough to make partial profits here and trade the stop into profit. It was a winner for me. But now the trend is broken here at the point 3, and we can see the main trend is going to continue. Not happening now, but because the point 2 is there, but we are back on track. And it could be a kind of double low if we reach the last point 2 exactly here at the border between fair price and unfair price zone. Then let's go to Bitcoin. And I have an open position and long position in Bitcoin. And here the same, we are circling around the point of control. So actually there is nothing to do. That's my running trend. And we see a kind of corrective trend. But the price always try to go down, but buyers are always there. And buyers come back here at this price zone, here at the last point 2. You see, all the time, buyers come back here at this old point 2. So therefore, I haven't opened a trade yet for the short side as a kind of hedging position, because I can see buyers are more on the plan here in the order book than the sellers. But I have it on the list for a possible short. So then Dow Jones came a little bit back yesterday, and there's a little bit kind of weakness, but it's still a trend. Trend is still there. Still the uptrend. 1, 2, 3, 4. And where we are, circling around the point of control. Nothing to do. Just let it go. There is nothing to do for the moment. It's an old trend. We're circling around the point of control. There is nothing to do. So it could be interesting, maybe if we get a new downtrend, 1 and 2, and maybe we get a close below the point of control, then maybe the next trend arm could be ours, but it's a hard stuff because we are working around the point of control. So I don't do anything here. Then let's go DAX 40. And it's still an uptrend too. It's still valid. Still the uptrend. 1, 2, 3, 4. Trend will break here. It's not happening right now. You see, we are finding more buyers actually. And maybe this could be possible that we reach the point of control here back, 15,724. And we are still in lower green zone. The price is still cheap. And you know, we have a kind of guarantee that the price will go back to the point of control. The only point what we can never know is when, the time, because market does not time, or the market doesn't work with any kind of time. Yeah, there are no time frames. It's just happening in your trader's mindset. That's all. Next top instrument is gold. And then we are done with this here. And I have an open position in gold, by the way. Point of control is really low. Point of control is really low at 1,791. And therefore, I have an open position in short, you see. The uptrend is not longer valid, but the main trend, that's the red one, is still valid. And we haven't seen a trend continuation here because more buyers. There was a trick of the market. And now maybe we're circling around my entry. Actually, for the moment, there is nothing to do. I have the probabilities on more side. First, a trend continuation from the second trend arm is always more likely than a trend break. And of course, we have the probability that the price will go back to the point of control. And this is 1,700, 1,700, whatever, roundabout. So much lower. Okay. So I saw questions about DAX 1 hourly chart. I can do this. Let's go back. So DAX 1 hourly chart. So first of all, we are at the border between green and red, and the trend actually is on the short side. First of all, so 1, 2, 3, still in the third trend arm, no trend continuation yet. So this is just downtrend. And then they were asking about Nasdaq in 1 hourly chart. Point of control is on the lower side. I'm quite sure that we go back to the point of control. No guarantee, by the way. Yeah, it's interesting. So we had a short. That was the first short trend. This one. This is broken here. So we start with a new one. Perfect. Up. No trend continuation there. So the trend broke here, which means this is a new downtrend here right now. And maybe if you see a higher correction, balance candle, then it's a second trend arm. Second trend arm, and that's the duty to open a position latest at the last 0.2 to go short. Better you wait until the correction is over. You will find a balance candle and then set a pending stop sell order on the lower side. This could be interesting for today. Let's see. Let's see tomorrow what happens. What happened. So then next question comes up. Canadian dollar, Swiss franc 4 hourly chart. This is also my list of running trades. Okay, so before we come to the running trades, there's the question of the day. What's the question of the day? It's, do you know how turtle traders manage their risk? Because that's really interesting. Yes, I do. No, I don't. I want to learn about it. So keep going. Do you know how turtle traders manage their risk? So quickly go through our running trades. Bitcoin is still running. And here we go, Canadian dollar, Swiss franc. So the long trend is still running because actually you can see we have higher prices. And you see the the corrective downtrend is still valid because this will break up here at 0.7498. And there was a balance candle, but now we see another rising prices and there is no opportunity to go short. It's still a long trend, but it's not the chance to go long because the trend is too old. It's against the rules. Euro Swiss franc, profitable at the moment and time to trail the stop into profit. If you want to take half, time to take half right now, and I will trail my stop just in the profit, and nothing can happen anymore for me. Euro Japanese yen still going up. Also, we were waiting for a possible corrective downtrend. Yeah, just wait until this candle is over, and then we can think about a short position. So British pound, US dollar, I got out with my stop with the long position. And at the same time, I opened a short position because it's a second trend arm of the downtrend. And I opened the trend here at the 0.2. That's the last chance to open the trend. Stop loss above the last 0.3. Here, let's see what happens. Gold, it's okay. New Zealand, Canadian dollar. We have two trades open for the moment. Yes, I know. And we are still in the long position. And here I open a short, New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar, second trend arm. And now I can see, okay, the price is not working for me. So if this candle will be over, I trail my stop immediately and get out. And finally, US dollar, Japanese yen, 800 pips in profit. You see, this is a perfect example to follow the trend. So, ladies and gentlemen, I showed you we have, there are no proposals for today, just British pound, Japanese yen. I'm just waiting for a balance candle that maybe we can go short, but it's not happening right now. So there are, and Merck, by the way, I forgot Merck, the share still working. No trend continuation, still working around the point of control. Actually, there is nothing to do. Yeah, as I told you, we expect a lovely webinar this afternoon. And what could be better than ask Mr. Paul Wallace himself what he's talking about this afternoon. So, and let's see if Paul is here. Good morning, Paul. Mr. Paul Wallace. Let's see. With your microphone, give me your microphone, then I can hear you.
Good morning, Marcus. How are you?
Very good idea if we work with microphone.
It helps, doesn't it?
It helps, of course. Good morning, Paul. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Marcus. All the better for seeing you.
So we're expecting your great webinar. The plan or the topic is trading through uncertain times and volatile periods. Do you think we have uncertain times?
Well, it's all very much, I suppose it's all relevant, or it's all, yeah, it is in its way. We've had, I'd say for the last maybe 3 years, we've had a rather uncertain periods and volatile times. Some might say that that is increasing in terms of the volatility we see in life and markets in general. And so this afternoon, I'll just be talking about how we can understand that and really how we can trade it, how we can turn it from a threat into an opportunity, and what are the kind of recurring patterns that we see during such events, and how we as traders can actually we can look to sort of thread our way through these rather difficult and uncertain times.
But to be honest, Paul, trading is always uncertain, right?
That's true. That's you're absolutely true. It's I suppose it's the level of that uncertainty, and it is the let's say it's the kind of the human reaction to it. When you've traded for a while, you really get to realize that, as you say, it's all one sort of form of uncertainty or another, and being able to operate in that is it's just part and parcel of being a trader. But if you're a new trader, a new beginning, especially even just in the events of this year, you might find it really quite sort of kind of nervous or quite disturbing. And actually what we're here to do is to just educate you, what you can expect to see during such volatile and uncertain periods, and how you can protect yourself first and foremost.
Would you say there is a final solution for traders to handle this uncertain and volatile times, or is it just a kind of strategy?
I don't think there is a final solution. I think there's a mix of. I think there's a mix of, on the human side, having the experience to deal with it. In terms of the more you experience it, the more you get to see how markets react, the more you kind of learn how to sort of remain calm during these kind of particular periods. But also on the trading wise and stuff, there are particular strategies or sort of themes that you probably want to embrace that will help you firstly remove it as a threat, and then perhaps as you get more experience, turn it into a possible opportunity for you.
You're talking about experience, Paul. Is there a time where people can expect, now I have enough experience, I must be successful right now? Can we wrap it, or can we pack it in a time frame?
I wish we could. All right. I wish we could. I wish I could give you you and your listeners let's say a box standard answer of, oh yeah, 2 years and you'll be fine, done. But that's not the case. It's some people will embrace an approach and understand it very, very quickly. Others will take longer, and it's really that can be due to a few reasons. That could be just down to the behavior of the individual, could be down to the basically the lifestyle of that particular individual, could be down to the circumstances of that individual. So as much as I'd like to be able to say, bang, it's a 2-year solution, that the reality is that there are so many dynamic elements into what is a fluid environment that it's very difficult that, but the individual will know. They'll start to get sort of feedback, both on an internal level but also externally from their performance, about actually how they're doing and where they are in terms of their own particular journey towards trading mastery.
If we talk about experience, so how long does it take until you were successful? Or when did you have the feeling, I know what I have to do and I'm successful? How long did it take?
Good question. I was fortunate that I kind of hit the ground running and did well, but I think a lot of that was due to previous work environments, previous experiences that I brought across that helped me. But I would still say it probably took. About what year was that? I'd still say it took about 4 years before you feel confident, before you actually feel, you know what, I have a handle on what's going on here. Actually, I feel at home, right? I feel at home in front of screens, in front of charts, in front of markets. Okay, and I feel good. I feel good about that. But what I would say is, it's a never-ending process. I think because I tell people that, the moment you think that I've got this, that I know everything, I understand that is that you have almost just signed the deeds on your next drawdown, your next step. It's never like that. It's trading as a way to keep you humble, right? You should always be humble and treat the markets with respect, and that way you keep open to basically to constantly learning, constantly developing, constantly evolving as a trader, which all of us do. I don't think that ever really ends, to be honest.
Do you think it's worth to go this way?
Say that again, Marcus, sorry.
Do you think it's absolutely worth to go this way to become successful?
That's a good question. Well, personally, I think yes.
Okay.
Personally, I think it's yes. But, I think it's, what I would suggest is that the vast majority of new traders need to understand that their real drivers, their real motivations for why they want to go down that pathway and that journey. I've coached thousands of traders over the years, and actually what comes out is that it isn't necessary. They may come to trading in the beginning for a kind of a financial result or a financial outcome. The longer people trade, the more that actually their drivers change, and actually the big driver that I hear again and again and again and again is the word autonomy. Is that the ability to live their life by their own rules? That becomes much more attractive than another zero in the bank account. So it's about understanding your own drivers and motivations, because once you can align with that, well, then great things can happen.
So all of us leads us to the sentence, everything is up to the individual person all the time about trading. Yeah,
there's no shortcut, is there? There's no shortcut. You can compress the time. There's no real shortcut. The individual has to do the work. I can't do the work for them. You can't do the work for them. The individual has to do the work, and the individual will do the work if their underlying motivation and drivers are the right ones. And if they're the wrong ones, then they'll probably fade away. So it is, as I say, it's important to understand your own drivers, your own motivations, your own values, what it is that you bring to the market, and what is it that you hope for in return.
So we can teach the people, we can show the way, we can open the door, but the people has to walk by themselves, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Ed Sikota came out with that great quote that everybody gets what they want from the markets. And the more I trade, the longer I trade, the more deeper and profound that statement really is. Yeah.
But I can say, ladies and gentlemen, it's absolutely worth to join the webinar this afternoon with Mr. Paul Wallace himself, famous trader. You will find the link here in chat and on YouTube also. Paul, I just want to say thank you for your early time this morning. I know you have a lot of things to do this morning. Trading starts with yourself and with your clients. I wish you a lovely day and a lot of success today and in your show this afternoon, that a lot of people will join you. Thanks for your time. And for the rest of you, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you a wonderful day. And as always, have courage and be kind, and may the force of the rules be with you. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, Marcus.